Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself. Forgive me, guys, started a little bit late this evening, scrabbling around, getting all of the juicy details on this, that, and the other. Let me just quickly put my phone on airplane mode so that I'm not interrupted that way, and I've closed down my other YouTube windows so there is no feedback. Right, straight off the bat. Oh God. Oh dear, the hair's not looking great. Anyway, never mind. What have you? Okay, so welcome to Thursday Fry Up, which you guys know is my new sort of every Thursday show where we cover some of the questions that were not able to be covered in HoGaLe. Let's just do this a little bit too. Oh gosh. Let's just adjust the lighting a little bit, where we cover some of the questions that we weren't able to cover in HoGaLe. But it is also mixed as well with contemporaneous events, things that have been happening, and of course as well putting some nice quotes in there, a little bit of Shakespeare. And I also as well quote, I've got some funny quotes for you as well from this book here, the funniest quotations to brighten every day. Love this book. Okay, so let's give you an overview of what we're going to cover in tonight's show. Now, the first thing we're going to open up with is a follow-up on Prigozhin, yeah, and of course the scenario there. Someone said, "Wow, got kicked out." Kicked out of where? Oh, Grammy Calloway. Kicked out of where, I wonder. Anyway, so we're going to be covering that, going back over a little bit of that ground. Now, obviously, for those that don't know, essentially, it appears, by all intents and purposes, that Prigozhin, the former right-hand man and cook, the henchman of Putin, has been killed in a plane crash. And it's all but pretty much confirmed that it was shot down by a ground-to-air missile. Now, what I've done is I've been trying to watch the news, but of course I've been watching other stuff as well. So we're going to cover a couple of HoGaLe questions as well. And then we're also going to look at the Republican debates. I think many of the, quite a few of the readers have said they're not going to be looking at this. I don't know if they've changed their stance, but for me, I'm curious, you know, as a Brit, and I think it's just very important. So I'm going to look at that, and I'm going to pull cards as well for who I think are the lead candidates. So that's going to be the latter part of the show. Yeah. And that really should kind of cover us for a good, you know, the whole show will probably be about 45 minutes to an hour. Please as well, don't forget to like and subscribe and join. Welcome as well to the new members as well. I really appreciate the support, and it really helps the channel grow. And you guys have been the feedback has been wonderful. You guys have been really enjoying this sort of like eclectic format where we cover some of the HoGaLe, but we also go into more depth as well into some of the leading issues of the moment. You're all piling in the chat, which is fabulous. Thank you as well for the feedback from my Prigozhin show yesterday. Many of you joined me, and the cards. Oh, the cards. I'm going back to the deck, guys. Yeah, here we are. What is it? The Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. Oh, the cards were absolutely on fire. So let's see. We'll see what they will bring in today. Right, let's do a few little shout outs. Let's see who is here. Oh God, everyone's piling in. I'm trying to scroll back to the top as you come and join me. Thank you, everyone. Honestly, I really appreciate you guys making the effort. There's so many channels to watch, of course, and the fact that you've decided to be with me here tonight, you know, it warms my heart. So we have Liz Byrne here. In the mix. And by the way, I don't know if you guys watched the debates. Oh God, a lot of it was stomach churning. I watched a combination of the highlights and some of the longer format, and then I also read some of the blurbs, some of the journalism about it. Ooh, we will get on to that. Worth talking about, worth saving for the end. Let's see who's here. So we've got Lynn Pearson, we've got Grammy Calloway, Teresa Campbell. Oh, thank you, Teresa. I know you've given me some feedback on my book as well, so I'll be reading that as well. Thank you to everyone that's contributed. I'm going to let a bit more come in, do some tweaks, and then maybe do a little send out again, just to iron out if there's any other little things. Dallas H is here as well. There we are. Hello, everyone. And many, many more of you joining in. So let's just rewind. We're not rewinding back very far. We're rewinding about 24 hours. Now, as we know, now what I've done is in the description below, what I've done is I've done a link to a video. I think it's Times Radio. Now, don't shoot me. Some people will be, oh, yeah. The reason why I chose that is because it was up there in the searches, and it was one of the more concise and precise accounts of what has happened. Yeah, they were describing how, you know, the ground-to-air missiles. They had someone on there talking as well about the psychology of Putin, etc., and it basically backed up exactly the cards and what was covered in the show. And, you know, and just Putin getting more into it as well, because a lot of people were like, oh my God, yeah, but why did he kill 10 people and this, that, and the other? And it's like, he's ruthless, yeah, utterly ruthless. You know, Putin would have no compunction killing 100 people to get to one, let alone 10, yeah. Then there's been some sort of maybe a little bit of conspiracy theory in there, because as you know, these things happen. It gets very, very juicy. Some people were saying, okay, 10, it was supposed to be 10 bodies, but only 8 were found. Yeah. So they're like, oh, was Prigozhin on it? Has he faked his own death? Well, according to this Times report, who were reporting directly from state-run Russian media, they say all 10 bodies have been recovered. My answer to theories about there being less bodies than there, well, first of all, it's been confirmed essentially that there have been 10, but even if they weren't, it doesn't mean Prigozhin wasn't on the plane. You would obviously have some conspirators that knew about the setup in the first place, and maybe they made their excuses, but it turns out it seems to be that there's 10 on the plane. But I'll defer to the Times on this one, because of course they're, you know, much closer to the sources than, I say, like a YouTuber is. Also as well, there's some talk as well about the second plane, and that landed, and maybe Prigozhin was on that and did some kind of double trick and foil. But as the person in on the radio program was describing, just as kind of like how I was saying, Putin would make absolutely sure that Prigozhin was on that plane. Yeah. Because you don't just shoot down a plane lightly, and it was shot down. So if you want more follow-up details on that, go to the video description and you can find the link there. It's less than 8 minutes, the video. Now I want to take this on to the next stage, which is this. Oops. Oh, God, look, it bounced out. Look, this card, I was going to ask you, what's Putin going to do next? Look at that. King of Pentacles literally just bounced out there. Let me straighten up that card again. So really the question now is, what is Putin going to do next? There is speculation that he also wanted Prigozhin out of the way. So of course those contracts, those lucrative contracts for some of those corrupt governments in Africa, those who are basically selling out their own people just so they can stay in power. Oh my God, it's just outrageous. They get weapons and guns and strategies to stay in power. And guess what? Russia gets the diamonds and the gold. Surprise, surprise, which of course helps fund a lot of other things. So the question here is, what are Putin's next moves? And then we're going to get, after this, we're going to deal with the Trump question. Then we're going to deal with a question from New York. And then we're going to get into the debates. Okay. So let's see here. What's next? What does Putin plan to do next? Let's pull the camera down. What does he plan to do next? Oh, this ruthless man, but you know, he's consistent. He is consistent. And his behavior is very consistent with what's happened with Prigozhin, who's almost certainly dead now. Let's see here. Putin, what's his next plan? What's his next plan? When I pulled for him yesterday, we could see the perseverance in Ukraine. But now, of course, the news has gone around the world, and he'll be making his plans. Now, yesterday I got the High Priestess with him, which is very typical of Putin. Let's see if that card turns back up. But let's have a look. Look at this. Wheel of Fortune. Ah, the Emperor. That came for him yesterday. Five of Cups. Ooh, Moon card is back. And Strength. Well, isn't this interesting? Look at that. 5 cards spread, and he's got 4 major arcana. So this is obviously a significant turning point in Putin's life. All right, first card here. As we can see, is the Wheel of Fortune. Look how gorgeous these cards are. So the Wheel of Fortune. So of course, he is now within the whims of fate and destiny. Yeah, the fates, the wheel of fate is turning for Putin. This, of course, can speak a great deal as well about global events. Yeah, this has taken things up to the next level. Many changes are coming for him down the pike, and not all of them will necessarily be within his control. Now, what's interesting here in the 5-card spread, the second card can be considered the obstacle card. So you can almost read it as a reversal. Now, looky here. The Emperor turns up. Now, of course, we know that this is Putinshka, yeah, and his attitude. He sees himself very much as the Emperor of Russia, but this card has turned up in the obstacle position, which means it's not nearly quite as auspicious if it had been, say, in the first position or the outcome card. So this murder of, well, what seems to be, again, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, but what is looking like the assassination of Prigozhin could have some unexpected consequences for Putin's leadership. We'll have to see. When the card is the right way up, of course, it can deal with luck and good fortune, but this is a new deck. So the reversals haven't had a time to kind of show up as yet. But when we look at this, because the Emperor, of course, is about supreme rulership, patriarchy, order, law and order, and all of this kind of stuff, is come in the obstacle position, which could suggest a breakdown of those things. So there might be something coming left field that could affect Putinshka's leadership, particularly when we look at the card that's in the middle, which is anchoring everything, and it's the 5 of Cups. And we all know this deals with what? Losses, yeah? Losses, upsets, setbacks, grief in some kind of way. Now, we know this won't be Putin grieving for Prigozhin, yeah? He won't be grieving for that. If anything, he'll be putting wine in these cups here. But you'll notice 3 are down and 2 are left standing. So it could suggest there could be some setbacks, some hiccups in the maybe more closer to medium future for Putin. That may be seen as setbacks, but there's still 2 cups left standing. We have to look at the rest. Now, if we look here, we've got the Moon card that comes out. So the Moon card is giving a reflection here. Now, remember, nothing is clear by moonlight. The lobster is coming out, and there you've got the wolf and the dog both howling at the moon. And the person must navigate between the 2 pillars late at night. So the Moon card can deal with psychological issues, emotional issues, but it can also deal with secrecy and plots, things that are happening in the dark that cannot be clearly seen. So there may be something going on in regards to Putin's leadership where there could be some sense of loss because of some secret scheming and machinations, which is part of what? The Wheel of Fortune, which has been triggered. His outcome card here is Strength. So he's going to need to dig deep for his strength. So what this suggests to me is this, is that as terrible as it is to cross Putin, there are some people who I think who are going to try. Now, as we know, I think the Wagner group have sworn revenge. Yeah, so they may try. What I would feel is rather than actually going after him, they may sabotage. Yeah, they may try and sabotage as best they can. They could sabotage mines, they could sabotage equipment or documentation or paperwork, or somehow make the handover of the scenarios in Africa more difficult. Because remember as well, it's not Putin, not just Putin that wanted people dead. You know, was it Shoigu and the senior brass as well? Remember, Prigozhin cussed them out. Do you remember he says, well, you're every ordinary person's sons and stuff are dying on the field while the people of the children of the witch are sunning themselves on beaches. Yeah. So, but either way, it means here that Putin's going to have to dig deep in some shape or form. He's got rid of one problem, but it may cause others. We'll have to see. He is going to persevere though with his plans. And let's just pull some clarifiers on this as well. Let's get some clarification on that strength card to see how potentially that strength may be manifesting. Let's have a look. So we'll pull another 3 cards on that strength card. Let's have a dig around. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. And press the bell notification if you find this content interesting, and it really does help the channel, and I really appreciate your support. All right, 3 cards. Clarification on that strength. Let's have a look, see. Look at that. The Queen of Swords comes back. Ace of Swords. Oh, well. Look at that. The Death card. Ooh, okay. That was a bit more than I was expecting. All right. This card came out for Putin last time where he used his icy cold judgment, yeah, to basically... Yeah, get rid. Instead of throwing out of a window, decided to make it an aeroplane this time to really make a point. Yeah, a window wasn't good enough for Prigozhin. It had to be from way up on high, assuming that he is gone, sadly. Anyway, here. So this is about accuracy, judgment, cool thinking. Yeah, so he's trying to, you know, keep it all together in regards to that strength. So he's wanting to be logical and strategic. However, the sword of truth bursts out in the middle as the clarification for this, followed by the death card. Yeah. Now, if we look here in these fabulous cards, you will see here is the priest, yeah, pleading for the life of the king who has been trampled underfoot. And you can see the queen or the wife and the child pleading, but the death is implacable. When we put this all together, now again, look at the major arcana. The first card showed the Wheel of Fortune with the Emperor in the obstacle position, showing that maybe his leadership will be challenged. 5 of Clubs, some kind of disappointment or setback, probably due to something kind of untoward, hidden, unbeknownst to even Putin, perhaps, a plot within a plot. He's trying to use his strength. He feels emboldened and stronger now that Prigozhin has gone. Yeah, because he shot him down out of the airplane. So he's like, don't you dare, guys, even think of doing the same for me. That's really what a lot of that was about. And he's sitting there feeling sharp and astute. However, there's some kind of sword of truth, something that comes out that may change things and will trigger some kind of new cycle, because you always look at the beginning and the ending, and you see both of these are extremely transformative cards, especially the death card. So I think there might be some issues for Putinshka going forward? We'll have to see. I doubt if he'd be falling out of a window, and he's very tough to poison, but you never know. Someone might just put plutonium somewhere or something radioactive. Look what fell out. Look what fell out of the deck as I was talking. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're not supposed to predict the things with the D word, but look at that. Someone's very much got in for Putin. I think maybe he has to start watching himself even more than usual, and I will leave it there. I'm going to read some of the comments and then let's get through. So now we've addressed that. Very piquant, wasn't it? The cards there. We've addressed that. The next question, we're going to be talking about Trump, yeah, his potential disqualification. But let's just have a catch up in the read. So guys, what did you think about those cards that you just saw? Let's see here. What's it? You're jolly and funny, Hogarth. Thank you. Well, yeah, I try to be, even though sometimes the stories are a bit grim. Let's see. Someone's waiting for on her disability to pay for a surgery. GoFundMe set up. If you can donate, Just Joy. Oh, sorry to hear about that. You know what? Stuff is so horrifically expensive in America. 45 not there yet, expected soon. Oh, there's some, he's coming to Fulton County, isn't he? So a lot of you, let me know. You probably got me on and the TV on at the same time. Quite funny, isn't it? The next question is a Trumpy question. Let's see here what you guys, a lot of you are talking to each other, which is great, of course. Let's have a look. Hey there. Okay, people just saying hello. Wanted, what's this? I watched the very boring Tucker Trump interview. Very low energy. Well, I mean, they're both kind of just like, they're both kind of like broken records, aren't they, really? Both of them. Oh, yeah, I agree. Vivek was stomach churning. I agreed. I thought I would need to reach for my sick bag at some point, but remember, we'll deal with them at the end. Let's see. Oh, so it's saying hello, Hogarth and the Hoagies. Oh, bless. Thank you, Carrie. What else? Okay, so let's see here. Midas Touch interviews. What's this? Midas Touch interviews columnist Bill Kristol, former Republican. He can't believe elected Repubs giving Trump a pass and not supporting Ukraine. Check it out. Yeah, I mean, we're in a strange place, aren't we? Oh! Breaking news. Rose Blues says Fukushima has started to release water into the sea again. CN reporting US intelligence see no evidence of missile strike. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. So you see, we're still conflicting stories. Spirit Reading says that Hogarth is the only channel to watch. Bless you. That's very kind. But of course, there's plenty of choice. So I'll just thank you guys for joining me. Let me know what's going on with the live Trump stuff, because obviously I'm doing the show, so I can't watch that. But he is the next question. Irony of ironies. Okay. So this question's coming from at SCN, and this would have been a HoGaLe question, but there wasn't enough time. So it says here, will Trump be disqualified from running for the presidency? Now, you guys will know we've got you guys have the 14th Amendment, and I think it's Section 3 that says, and I'm paraphrasing, obviously this is off the top of my head, it won't be perfect, but essentially anyone who is taken part in an insurrection or given aid or comfort to those facts is thus automatically disqualified from taking the office. And it doesn't have to be passed by Congress or any legal matters, and it can be taken up by the state legislators, from what I understand. Correct me if I'm wrong, that's off the top of my head. So let's have a look. Now, from what I've heard, any state can object. So the obvious ones will be blue states, but there could be red ones as well. And remember, who's the ones that came up with this originally were those people from the what is it, the Thingybob Society, the Federalist Society, two staunch conservatives. Yeah, More square than a cube of ice, I imagine. And they said constitutionally he is not viable. And then, of course, it's been picked up by other learned persons. So let's see. Will Trump be disqualified? Even though he's the front runner. Let's have a look. I mean, this is low-hanging fruit. It should happen, really, shouldn't it? 450 of you in the house. Thank you so much. Especially as you're probably watching Trump live on TV. Probably got MSNBC running on in the background, haven't you? You're trying to watch the cards. Bless. Okay. Will Trump be disqualified? Oh, there's quite a lot of energy in these cards. Will he be disqualified? Oh, I want to pull this one here. Let's have a look, see. Ah, look at that. Teamwork partnership. Oh, well. Ah, the devil. Emotions. Oh, look at this. Oh, my goodness. All right, guys. Don't shoot the messenger here. Don't shoot the messenger. As you know, I just read the cards. This is what I'm getting. First of all, look, we see here, Two of Cups. What's this all about? This is literally Trump wedded, or the GOP wedded to Trump. Yeah, they're in cahoots. This is also what the conspiracy, the teamwork, the planning, the cogitating, the coming up with all of the different kind of stuff, yeah, for that insurrection. Because that's what this question is about. Will he be disqualified for that? Now, what we have here is the Nine of Cups, which is a wish fulfillment card, but it's come in the obstacle position. So this would suggest Trump doesn't get his wish. Yeah, maybe he doesn't get his wish, but let's not be too simplistic. If we look here, we've got the devil card in the middle. So, of course, the devil deals with what? Addictions, vice, corruption. Yeah, tremendous amounts of, corruption and even mental health issues, being chained to things. So as we can see here, in many ways, this is the GOP, chained to Trump. This is this is literally, and this is also as well what the GOP have become, really. And when we talk about those debates, I'm sure you guys will agree, because some of it was vomititious. I tell you, it's extraordinary what has happened. Yeah, so this is kind of what Trump has done to the GOP, but this is also literally the insurrection itself. Yeah. Now, if we look here, there's the Ace of Cups. So there's the tremendous amounts of emotion, of course, around this, but it's not just emotion. This deals with, emotions overflowing. It's normally a very positive association card. Yeah. But it's come next to the devil. So, of course, there's tremendous amounts of emotion in the country about this. But it also shows as well, stubbornly, there are still people prepared to support Duck Larange. We even saw it when they said, if he's indicted and in prison and blah, 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 would you still vote for him? And most of them put their hands up. Well, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So there's a lot of emotion attached here. Then when we look at the outcome card, look at that. It's the Ten of Pentacles, which we know deals with what? The big money. The big money. This can talk about the funding of the GOP, big pharma, big companies, the usual characters that are funding political bodies. And this can actually represent the GOP itself. So it's like they have a psychological and emotional addiction. Yeah, the devil can deal very much with addictions. They've got an emotional, psychological, emotional, and financial addiction to Trump, where even though they know he is literally, here he is in the middle of the spread, yeah, the devil, yeah, but this partnership that they've done with him, they can't let go, even though they know he's the smug merchant. So in terms of will he be disqualified, we have to pull some clarifiers, yeah, on this. Let's see. Will Trump be disqualified? Because the thing is this. A lot of people want to do it, but who has the courage? Yeah, who has the courage to go for it? Who will bring the peace? Yeah, because if you look here, there's a dove above this cup here. So it's a very conflicted energy. The states are also divided as to who would be first to call him out, but they have to. Let's see what the clarifiers are. Quite juicy, guys, isn't it? I thought it would be more of a straightforward answer. Okay, what's the clarification on the 10 of Pentacles? Will Trump be disqualified, or will corruption and big money get him out of trouble? Let's have a look. Oh, God, look, he gets the bloody Empress. Oh, look. 8 of Cups. Ah, Judgment. Well, well, well. Okay. The Empress card deals with bounty, fecundity, fertility, and all of this kind of stuff. And it's often, sometimes the people, the card for America. However, as you know, I often see this card mostly as the Russia card. Russia. This has a lot to do with this, the money. What this says here, a lot of this big money has maybe been funded by Russia oligarchy. Now, we already know, look, for me to say that, that's hardly radical, isn't it? We've already established this, but it has come up again. This kind of relentless backing of the GOP, yeah, for Duck L'Orange has to do with foreign money, most likely Russian money. However, maybe due to events, unforeseen events, which could be connected with Putin, because remember his cards before this, we see the 8 of Cups. So there's a turning away. At some level, the Russian influence or money is going to have to be abandoned. It could be that maybe American politics or the people in the GOP abandon Russia. Not likely. It's probably the other way around. It could either be because something happens with Putinshka, or because of the exploits in Africa. Now he's got rid of Prigozhin. He might just be like, not interested anymore. Remember too as well, the BRICS conference is going on. The Prigozhin plane came down in the BRICS conference, which of course would have taken a lot of the headlines. But look, there is judgment here as well. So there is some big event that is coming up that's going to change the calculus, especially in regards to Trump. It would suggest that, yes, maybe eventually he is disqualified, but there's going to be argy-bargy here. It's not going to be straightforward. People that are chained to Trump are going to try their best to overturn it. Tremendous amounts of emotion around the issue. The establishment is going to try and keep him in, but maybe Russia support isn't quite as much, because here there's the walking away and then the judgment, the ultimate judgment, which could declare him illegitimate. Yeah, so that's my reading on that. It may not be as straightforward as it seems, even though it doesn't technically have to be proved, but events, things to do with Russia or maybe even Ukraine could turn the dial. Yeah. All right, so let's see. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, so this question is a New York City question. Oh, and just to follow up on the milk. Do you remember I said, I told you guys that one of my clients told me that it was $10 for a big milk. We're talking like a big milk like that. Some people were like, did you say a liter, just a few pints? No, this person was talking about big milk. Anyway, it prompted many people to let me know what the average price of milk is in the UK. And it's between $3.50 and $4 for a big milk. That's the general consensus. But one person was asking as well. So someone speculated that the milk could have been bought from Grace Balducci's, which is apparently is an insanely expensive place to buy food in the United States. And someone else wrote me in an email saying that they go into Grace Balducci's just to get a thrill and a shock at the ridiculous prices in there. So who knows? I mean, but either way, we know that inflation is an issue, but it's good to know that at least on average for a big milk, a gallon, a gallon or so, let's just say a big milk, is around about $3 to $4, yeah, which sounds about right to me. Anyway, this question's come in from Karen, so I need to now read off. So I need to read off now my mobile phone because I copied and pasted it into my phone here so I could just get it all down. So this person says there's a big storm brewing in NYC with the migrant influx crisis. Yeah, so you guys have probably heard about this. There's, lots of people coming into different states. I've seen something I've never seen before, she says. All different races, religions, ages, sexes, immigrants, economic background, and of economic backgrounds have united protesting the huge influx of people who are migrating. They want the vets, homeless citizens, and elderly taken care of first. The fury and animosity is increasing big time against the Democratic politicians who are seen to be allowing this crisis. So this is NYC, everyone. And again, don't shoot the messenger. I don't want nasty comments and stuff like that. I'm reading, not that you would, of course. I'm reading your questions. This is coming from you guys. Yeah, that's what this channel is all about. And there is local news chatter that this might turn the blue NYC city red. Do you think NYC could turn red? Wow, it's a big question, isn't it? It's a big question. Let's ask the cards. Because obviously I put my own content and stuff in there, things that I would like to investigate. But the vast majority of the content of my shows is from you guys, yeah? You're the questions that you ask and things you say in the comments, looking at this, that, and the other. It's a combination of the two. It's a team effort. And sometimes it means dealing with, questions that are a little bit more piquant or uncomfortable, but they're important to read on. So let's see. Let's see. And Karen was also saying there's been a lot of violence as well, stranger on stranger violence and this kind of stuff. So she's, coming from the horse's mouth, and quite a few of my New York clients have been telling me this as well. So I know this is a thing. Yeah, this is a thing in NYC. All right. Will New York turn red? And this is New York City, not the state. The question is New York City. All right, let's have a look. Will NYC turn red? And then after this, I think we're going to go to the debates, and I'll pull 3 cards for the candidates that stand the most chance going forward. Let's have a look. See. Oh, America card, death card. Oh, stinky fish. 7 of Pentacles. Oh, well, mixed. Okay, right. Here we have the Star card, yeah, which for many people does represent America. And of course, we're talking specifically about New York as well, which is seen as one of the great bastions and hopes, has been the gateway to the rest of the world. I can't remember what it is, where it says, remember on that island near the Statue of Liberty, give me all of your poor and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. But here, this is also representing what? America as well. So we can see the cards are tuning in. But look at the obstacle card. Ooh, it's death. Now, we know this isn't literal death here, but sometimes it can be. But really what this is talking about, it's talking about tumult. It's talking about transformation. Remember, too, like I just said, when we were looking for Duck L'Orange and all that stuff. Or was it Putin? I can't remember. But look, the king being trampled underfoot. Yeah. This could suggest that there may be some comeuppance or some kind of backlash to current leadership in this aspect, yeah, because it's coming in the obstacle position. Here, the Page of Cups, who I refer to as stinky fish. Yeah, so there's an unpleasant message here. So I think what is that the people of NYC, you know, they're unhappy. They're unhappy, and there's something here in regards to the communication, the dialogue, a lot of discourse, speculation in the media. Will the blue city go red? You know, so you can see here this is a contentious topic, and this can also mean surprises. When we look here, we've got the Seven of Pentacles. Now, the Seven of Pentacles, this is sometimes what I refer to as it's like it deals with harvest, yield, the seeds sown. So it looks like this could be something that has been bubbling and brewing for quite a while. And sometimes the shadow of this card can mean the spoilt harvest, or not being pleased with the yield that has come. And then the outcome card here is the Three of Wands. So this is about making plans, looking to the future, waiting for the ships to come in, making decisions and stuff like that. So it looks like that there's going to have to be some bold decision making going forward. Also, as well, you'll see in this card here, there are the ships with the cargo. So things are coming in, but things might be going out as well. This could be New York looking out to the world and looking at the ships coming in, yeah, in that kind of metaphor. But it looks like as well, threes, we need to remember, are very dynamic energy. And ones in particular are fire and passion and entrepreneurship. So what this says to me is that because three also is very reminiscent with dialogue as well and stuff like that, it looks like the narrative will change, yeah? Stinky fish. The narrative will change, and there might be some bold actions, particularly if those that are currently in leadership in New York are feeling the heat, which it seems they are. So that's my response. Will it mean that it goes from red to blue? Remains to be seen. It depends on the feedback. Depends on how those in power respond. So I'm going to say it's like that. It's not nailed on. Yeah. But I hope you found that interesting. Okay, let's read some more comments, and then we're going to get to that Republican debate. God. Oh my God. Let's have a look. Here's what's going on in the comments. Oh, thank you, Desiree. Someone just gave me a, well, look at that. Ah, little donation. Thank you. Let's see. Putin, what's this here? May Putin get straight with God, right direction. I pray for the right moral compass, activation in him and the whole of them. Hare Krishna. Yes, yeah. We need some positive energies there. Oh, Five of Cups looks like Putin is not finished with those other men who tried to upend him. That is very good. Yes, EMW. Very good. That is a good point, because it can deal with unfinished business. So people talking about the weather. People saying, please give a thumbs up, everyone. Thank you, Sharon. Let's see here. Let's find some actual response to the cards. Let's see here. I'm scrolling down. Oh, what's this here? Jazzy Sophie says, hi, Hoagie, just caught you live. As far as Atlanta jails, they're one of the most horrible in the country. I hate to land in jail there. Yeah, that's probably focused a lot of minds, hasn't it? Let's see what's going on here. Ate food from, I can't really see. There's lots of, okay, let's see. I don't really see anything here. Oh, I'm a Century Estate. Oh, what's this? CC Ryder says there was a Secretary of State on MSNBC talking about coordinating with PA SOS. I'm not quite sure what that means. Anyway, and two other states. Oh, must be Pennsylvania, and two other states to keep Trump off the ballot using the 14th. So the debate is coming. Okay. Let's see here. Someone's saying here, was a massive mechanical failure on purpose. My spouse and I both were aircraft. Easy to sabotage. Well, they actually said it was shot down. I mean, that's what I mean. Obviously, it seems like US intelligence and whatever the Russians are saying and what others are saying seems to be a conflict, but there does seem to be a consensus there. And I saw the plane coming down like that. If you see, part of the wing is also broken off as well. So if it was a mechanical failure, the plane wouldn't already necessarily be on fire, which it was. And if the wings were intact, the plane would have come down with the propellers turning in a more kind of gliding motion, but it was actually falling down like that. And you could actually see one of the wings was broken off and it was already on fire, and then it burst into a ball of flame. So I'm not sure mechanical failure would do it on that one, but you know, take a look at the footage again and see what you think. Anyway, let's see here. Right, let's just read on it. No such thing as bad publicity. Oh, thank you, Foggy. Thank you for your donation. All right, let's carry on. The debate. Oh, man. What can one say? I mean, basically, it seems like, apart from one or two, it's like most of them were just like, right, let's burn the world down. Let's just do as many fossil fuels as we can. Just like. And that guy, what's he called? Vivek Ramaswamy. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. So let's just see here. So we'll ask Shakespeare's opinion as well on the debates. And let's just see. For me, it was uncomfortable watching. Yeah, uncomfortable watching, I would say. It wasn't, you know, it was. And what did I watch? I didn't watch it directly because it was done on Fox, wasn't it? I was watching what I could find, which was the longest one, was a channel doing a live reaction to those debates. So let's see. I'm just going to pull 3 cards each for DeSantis, Christie, Mike Pence, Vivek Ramaswamy, and Nikki Haley to see their chances. There was also Tim Scott, Asa Hutchinson, and Doug Burgum. But I don't think they came through so much. I don't think they came through so much in the debates. But let's see. Let's see. It was really something to behold. Let's just put it that way. Quite a lot of mudslinging as well. Sometimes 1 or 2 people said something that seemed vaguely realistic, but it was all very strange and very over the top, quite cartoonish. And when Vivek Ramaswamy said that the whole climate thing is a hoax, I mean, come on. And he got booed, even by that crowd. I mean, look, the whole world has been burning up this year. Whole world has been burning up this year. Even the Fox presenters said the temperature in the sea off the coast of Florida reached 104 degrees. California, as we know, has just had its first hurricane in, what is it? I think it's almost 100 years. No, forgive me, a long time. Let's just put it that way. We've had, of course, Hawaii, the fires there, all of the other fires that are happening, all of the fires in Canada, all of Europe burning up as well. I remember here, we've had a mediocre summer this year. Last year, we had 40-degree heat, and that was the highest in ever recorded history of Britain. And we've been keeping records since the 1700s. Yeah. So all of this stuff, oh, climate change is fake. It is not fake. And I think it was Nikki Haley that acknowledged that it was real. And then, of course, she, you know, stuck her boot into Biden as you would expect. But at least she acknowledged that climate change was real. And so did most of the panel. What fell out? Very interesting. The mercenary. All right, let's read on Flat Tire Trump, also known as DeSantis. Yeah. 3 cards for him to see his prospects. Oh, God, the guy is just dreadful. You know, like I said he is dreadful. Worse than, oh. Anyway. Flat Tire Trump. 3 cards for him. What's going on with him? What are his prospects? They're saying that his campaign is flopping. Let's have a look. The truth is that he's talentless. He's dull. Let's have a look, see. Well, look at this. Well, he needs to worry about his funding, doesn't he? So if we look here, he's worried about his support, his funding. Yeah, he's dwindling in the polls, and it's just like trickle, trickle, trickle coming down when he was probably expecting a lot more. Here, he's not liking the options on the table. 4 of Cups, yeah? Even the one coming out of the sky, he's trying his best, but I don't know. I think people don't see him as so sexy anymore. And here's the Queen of Pentacles. This is the wife, yeah? Who's probably like they call her Lady Macbeth, don't they? But there she is trying to hold the fort, and this is him trying to hold the fort. So he's trying not to lose popularity, but they're saying that he's sort of faded into the background. He's just ugh. All right, let's look at Christie. Yeah, what is his chances going forward? You know, this is the man who's got small planets orbiting him whenever he walks around, but you know, whatever. It's quite a waistline, let's just put it that way. No, that's not fair, Hoagie. Naughty Hoagie, naughty Hoagie. Let's see. He certainly knows a Hoagie or two, doesn't he? Probably threw out once. No, stop, Hoagie, stop it. Because I know it's a sandwich in the United States. Anyway, enough. Christie. What are his prospects? Yeah, because we know Trump is still the front runner. So this is versus Trump getting the nomination front runner. All right, let's have a look. Will his numbers improve? Let's see what the cards have to say about this. All right, let's pull this down. Christie. Look at that. Not looking so great for him. If we look here, Queen of Cups, yeah, which again deals with emotions, creativity, and stuff like that. And he's got his little kind of his crucible of secrets here. He is the only one that has been consistently against Trump, yeah, opening up like his little vial, his potpourri, yeah, of Trump pull downs and such like that. But look at this, the middle card here, it's the moon. So it's probably not going to work out quite as well for him. Mind you, it does show that he's doing a lot of machinations behind the scenes, but they could be unexpected things that come up and scupper him. But then he gets the Judgment card. But in a way, it's almost like part of his campaign is to be almost like he's wanting to be that bugle call of judgment on Trump. But whether or not it will be successful for him, I don't know. I think he'll get to the next stages. But it's unlikely that he will win the candidacy. Not with that. We needed much more positive cards, and he got the moon in the middle. All right, let's look at Mike Pence. Oh my gosh. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. How are we doing on time? Let's see here. Question might need to be framed. Will Secretary of State be successful in removing Trump from the ballot? Oh, okay. No, that's a good point. That's a good point. I think they may do. But you can see the cards were quite conflicted. All right, Mike Pence. What is his chances? Let's have a look. See what he gets. Let's pull this down. Let's have a look. Mike Pence. Oh, wow. Very interesting. He gets Major Arcana as well. This is him moving. Yeah, trying to move to smoother waters. Yeah, after the whole debacle, the whole Jan 6th, well, he did well to get away with his life, didn't he? But look, he gets the World card. Beginnings and endings, endings and beginnings. And then he's got the Lovers cards, which is all about making profound choices. So look, from what I understand, he's been polling around about 2%. Yeah. So it's like he's going to need to decide whether he's going to stay running in this campaign or not. If his numbers don't improve rapidly, he's going to have make big choices, and there could be issues to do with funding and stuff like that. It could be maybe he has to pull out of the race at some point. Yeah, he might have to pull out of the race at some point. But either way, it's looking like big cycles for him. So this could be the ending. It could be the start of a big news cycle. Unlikely. For me, it's more of a winding down, maybe more of an ending. All right, let's look at Vivek Ramaswamy. Oh, he's only 38 years old. He literally is next to no experience, of course, and has apparently run billion type companies. BioNTech engineer he is. BioNTech. Oh, you know where that's going. All right, but let's see what the cards have to say about his prospects. We all know that Duck LaRange is still the main contender, and everyone's saying that he managed to win in his absence. And I think he went on, someone in this live commentary show I was talking about, they said he went on X, or basically Twitter, with Tucker. And someone in the comments said it was really boring. All right, so let's see here. Vivek. What are his prospects? Will he continue? Is he improving? Or has he been shot down? Let's have a look. Oh, well, very interesting. Okay, here he is, bold young buck, yeah, coming up, basically being the stand-in. Here is the magician, which means using what? Wielding all of your power, all your influence, leaving no stone unturned, yeah? So this is a very willful, strong-willed person. But look, after the debate, it's a bit of a crossroads. And there might be even a bit of indecision. Maybe it didn't work out quite as well as he would think. But look, there's this sense here of nostalgia, going back to the past and stuff like that. But I think it means he's going to try and run on family values and, you know, but I think he's on these hot button issues and stuff like that. This is about reflecting as well, being attached to the past. Maybe this could be being attached to Duck LaRange. So I think he's still a contender, but he's got to be more careful with his decisions going forward. All right, let's look at Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley. If I pull on the other ones, I don't have enough time to, but they didn't really stand out. You never know. Tim Scott, Asa Hutchinson, and Doug Burgum could make a kind of rally, but they didn't really stand out. Nikki Haley got a few firecrackers in there. All right. Let's see. Nikki Haley, what's going on with her? She only won, as far as I'm aware. I think Christie acknowledged as well, but she actually acknowledged climate change. Not that that makes her a saint, but it means she's not totally insane. All right, Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley. Ooh, maybe she could be a dark horse. Let's see. She gets something like the victory card or something like that. The others might be in for a bit of a shock. Let's have a look. Let's see what she gets. Ah, she gets the Empress. Ooh, Knight of Cups. Oh, and the Chariot. Bloody hell. Ooh. She's a dark horse, folks. Dark horse. You heard it here first. Nikki Haley is a dark horse. Here, she gets the Empress. Yeah. So what this says to me is, out of all of the, now we know Duck LaRange is, you know, because they're so ridiculous, you know, chained to the devil, as we saw. He's the main contender. And when they were asked if they would vote for him or not, even if he was indicted and in prison, they said they still would. So we know they're spineless. However, there's a bit more to her. She shouldn't be underestimated. She gets the Empress, which of course deals with fecundity and fertility and creativity and stuff like that. She's certainly got a bit of oomph and spice. Now here, sometimes we call this the false knight, of course, and all of that kind of stuff. And, you know, the one that leaves you ditched and what have you. But next to the Empress, there's something here about her message that may cut through. And then when we look here, she gets the Chariot, which is about moving forward boldly. Yeah. So it may be the case that Nikki Haley, in terms of a challenger to Trump, might actually do quite well. So she might be being underestimated at that stage, but out of the bunch, she got the best cards. Anyway, it was a dreadful thing. Honestly, it was a bit stomach churning, but one has to, you know, watch these things in order to understand what is going on. I hope you found that interesting. Let's see what Shakespeare has to say about the debate, this first debate. Let's see what the bard has to say, and then I'm going to read you some funny quotes before I go. Okay, here it is. So what the bard has to say about the debates. This is from Othello. "'Tis the strumpet's plague to beguile many and be beguiled by one." Oh, that's what that whole thing was about. Remember, I said they're all in hoc to Trump. They said even if he's in prison, they'll still vote for him. Look at that page. I think that sums it up perfectly. Remember that devil card for Duck L'Orange? "'Tis the strumpet's plague to beguile many and beguiled by one, and be beguiled by one." So basically, he's saying there's strumpets. So strumpets are basically, you know, someone who's a bit loose. Let's put it that way. So they've all been what? Beguiled by one. Duck L'Orange. I think that is absolutely fascinating. We will have to see what happens there. Thank you everyone for joining me. We have reached the hour now. Thank you as well for the donations. I hope you found that interesting. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments. Rhonda Rue was here. Just Kendra, Angela Locke, Liz Byrne, Darren. Let's see here. Well, let's have the focus. Saying playing the long game, and remember, a number of the Republicans spent July 4th. Says here 2028 in Moscow. I don't think you meant to say 2028 is, because obviously that's in the future. But yes, there 2020 maybe. The Russians figured out the Achilles heel of the USA: greed, money, and power. And remember, Putin was and it stops there. But yes, very interesting. The corruption thing, we saw the big money there as well. Do you remember the Empress came up to represent Russia? We will have to see, folks. But, you know, with that cast of characters that they've got, you know, you really have to be kind of crazy to be voting for them now. But, you know, there we are. I just read the cards. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I will see you on HoGaLe on Saturday, of course. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, of course, and hit the bell notification. And thank you so much as well for the support, the new subscribers, and the donations. I hope you found that interesting. It was a bit, yeah, but had to be done. All right, I'm going to leave it there, and I will see you all soon in the next few days. All right, bye-bye for now. Much love. Mwah!